sense one of your friends...
We're out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Nothing yet! Did you see this coming?
Destruction!
Lancer!
A new melody!
Look sharp!
If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
A debut performance! A lord's power.
The former lord. I'm as regular as the next man. Only the best materials in your garment.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same to me.
No
Here's
choice!
a healing arm!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Easter!
Time to shine!
Cannon Fang!
It's over!
Do it! Here goes! I'll take out the leg with my
Ensure you
shield!
survive this.
This is it!
Beckon into everlasting sun.
Gravitas
This one
Venus!
keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for!
Demon
Get
Fang!
behind me!
Good! I'll leave it to you! I'm ready! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Out of our way!
you're mine! Rising Wyvern!
Here!
Soda! Going
Here I
Light
go!
Spear!
I'm only getting back
You're on!
How about this?
I'm not done! Not today! Demon Fang!
into the shadows!
You're the snake wing!
Damn it!
Piercing
Destruction!
roar!
Demon Fang!
Glacial spear!
Look sharp!
I'm ready for the next battle.
There's something in the water. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renan eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Where should I cast my line? I've got something. Well, it's not bad, per se.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
There we go. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Nice! You caught it!
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing art...
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the men in God, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dahnan, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guard is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Why are you looking at me?
Care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on in Mencia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Mencia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This is despite the fact I am no longer a master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not our master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving?
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dahnan handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Dahnan's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renan cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me, but my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Dahnans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Dahnan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. as strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Gotta break through! You're mine! Rising Wonder! Soaring Light Spear! Here I come!
I'm ready!
You're on!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Destruction!
Negative hit! Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
You're mine! You're on! Take it!
Make it rain!
Soaring Light...
All yours, Kisara!
We did it!
Magnificently done!
You're on!
Crush! Elusive deity!
Look sharp!
Come one, come all!
Far enough!
Can't get out of this!
Rising Wyvern!
Do it!
Soaring
All yours, Kisara! Quite necessary when creating weaponry. All right. There's nowhere to run from my arts.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
Leave the agile ones to me.
Demon Fang!
Elusive
Here I go. I'm only getting watching.
Here I come!
Take this!
It's over! Demon Fang!
Going in. Reload.
Destruction!
Take this!
Too fast!
Stand back!
Soaring Light
I'll
Spear!
trip it up. Elusive deity! No further!
Here I come!
Here's evil.
Now we're not.
Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear! You're out!
No further!
Destruction!
I'm ready!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Not a chance! Demon!
Elusive deity!
Demon Fang!
Hitting pile driver!
Going in!
Demon Fang!
I'm ready! Amazing!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dahnan history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. That treasure.
Good to know my training is paying off.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wish to...
Let's dispose of the trash.
Demon Fang!
No further!
This one's mine!
Destruction!
Elusive deity!
You're finished!
If it's in the sky, it's airborne beast. My specialty.
Burn in hell!
I'm ready! Flying spree!
Commander of Heavens!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Ditto!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Soaring Light Spear!
I shall ensure you survive this!
I never miss!
You're mine!
Make it rain!
Front! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! Now!
So I still had room to grow. Let's see what you've got.
Here I come!
Not in your dreams.
Take this!
You can't feel.
Sword is gone!
How about this? It's like trying to keep up with a wall. Here goes. Reload.
You got fire!
I've got this. Let him mark these enemies' arcs to me.
All yours!
Prepare to be seized. Actually, perhaps run is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Destruction! Demon Fang! This one's all mine! Explosive ring! Okay, here I go! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Get behind me!
Not today! Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear. Here's the
Now
evil.
I can let loose!
Judgment
Demon
Spear.
Fang!
Freeze Lancer.
Prepare to be seized! I'm not done!
Take this!
I'm ready! Wyvern!
Shield. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah, We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
See what you've got.
You're mine! Rising Wyvern!
Don't mind if I do.
You're mine! I'm shattering us pieces!
It's a duel of the arms. Where are you going?
Make it rain!
Here goes!
I'll take you all off!
We're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding
I'll
me.
smash you!
Not on my watch. Annihilation.
I'm ready! Reload! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis.
Not a chance!
Going in.
Reload! Soaring Reacender!
I think the enemy's getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't take your hands off.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Make it rain!
Less talking,
Shield!
more talking.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
That's far enough! Right here! I got mine!
Demon Fang!
Reload.
Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
Burn in hell!
Freeze Laser.
Demon Fang!
Arc Veil. I never miss.
Take this!
Do it.
Not a chance!
Glacial Spear.
Soaring
Pierce
Reacender!
evil.
Mirage!
Freeze
Take
Laser.
this!
The enemy moves on
Rising
too.
Wyvern!
You'll soon see about that.
Take this!
Stardust!
Do it. Lightning
Shield.
strike. This one's got your name on it.
Action to action! A merry distraction.
Do it. There's still more to go.
Spear! Mirage!
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm.
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
Did you hear all of that?
Let's see what you've got.
Destruction!
Confiscated.
Demon Fang!
Lyric Flame.
Now you see what I can do!
Reload.
Stardust! Mirage!
Primed and ready.
Stay calm. Easy ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the puzzle is to me!
Here's ready to go. First aid.
I'm ready! Reload! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. Will this help?
Now!
Arc Seal.
Soaring Reacender!
Far enough!
Mirage!
Did you just hear me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
Where are you going?
Destruction! Demon Fang! Soaring
Make it
Reacender!
Negative gate!
It's done!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Against my full power, you didn't stand a chance.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
More Dahnan ruins here too, I see.
What were people even...
Gotta break through! Here I come! Stardust!
Can you take it?
Soaring
Get from the
Spear!
way!
Don't mind if I do.
Make your official deal!
You wanna fight? Not today! You're mine! Destruction! Now! You're mine! Soaring Light Spear!
No further!
Elusive deity!
Do it.
Begin! Launch! Blow them away! Didn't even break a sweat.
I'm not done!
Back into the
It's
fray.
over!
Annihilation!
Soaring light spear!
I never miss!
Mirage!
Switch to offense!
Do it! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Soaring light spear!
Look sharp!
Mirage! Burn it!
Let's refrain from losing.
Gotta break through! You're mine!
With the earth!
Here, let me help! Going in!
Why don't you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Good, make it rain!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that. If I had to guess,
Let's dispose of the trash.
Demon Fang!
let the Paddington handle this.
Destructive! Rising Wyvern! Soaring light spear! It's time!
I never miss.
Soaring light spear!
Piercing
Demon
red!
Fang!
I'm ready!
Ridwell, frozen.
Hammer! Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around.
Mirage! Destruction!
Sight. Time to stop.
Destruction! Crush! Air pressure! Destruction! Burn in hell! Take it!
Here.
I got it.
Got what?
I can chop up vegetable scraps and use them in the seasoning.
Get lost.
Clear for us up.
Not in your dreams. Arctic word coming through. I never miss.
Take it! Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Make it rain! I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
My turn!
We're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Mirage! Soaring light spear! Deity!
Annihilation.
Onward and upward.
Right, here goes! I'm not done!
One more.
Soaring light spear!
Can't get out of this!
Mirage! Soaring light spear!
Rotating
Fair
enough!
Rising Wyvern! Soaring light spear!
Where are you going?
I'm ready!
My head.
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Piercing roll!
Annihilation.
I'm ready! Rising Wyvern!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Out of our way.
Here I come! No escape! Burn!
I'm gone. Radiant. Here. Not in your dreams.
Take this! Here I come!
Armor won't
save you! Crush! Come and face me!
It's over. I won't stop that.
Mirage!
Annihilation.
Can't get out of this!
Destruction!
Steering play. Reload.
I'm ready! Javelin!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
I mean, you're dead, Dohali.
Then tonight's meal is on you.
you go?
Where are you going?
Demon Train! Elusive steam! Rising Wyvern! Rotating Pile Driver! You're mine!
Instant! Here goes!
On your...
Far enough!
Demon Train!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Well then, let's keep moving.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
In a bind?
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
You're on!
I'm gone!
Demon Train!
Resonate with the
Now
earth!
let's see! I never miss! Do it! Law!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
My exploits are bearing fruit. Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
What's that big tower over there?
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I need to get rid of these stains somehow.
Mind if I join you, Law? Nothing. I was just surprised to see you weren't.
You know I don't literally train around the clock, right? I do take breaks.
Do you? It seems like you're training every chance you get.
Well, yeah, it can't be helped if I want to get stronger. Still, it's important to let your muscles rest every now and then. That's what my dad told me anyway.
Zephyr said that?
When I was a little kid, yeah. I always followed him wherever he went and tried to learn as much from him as I could. He said, it's good to be passionate, but don't overdo it. Just like there are times when you want to take a break from studying, sometimes I was always rushing around and forgetting to rest, so he ended up telling me that a lot.
That definitely sounds like him.
It's nothing to get sad over. Still, I can't help but wonder if that was my dad's way of teaching me the dangers of rushing into things too quickly. Then again, maybe I'm just overthinking things. I wish I'd had more time to talk to him about this kind of stuff. I'll take guard duty tonight. It's fine. You guys ready to hit the road? I know I am.